coordinates for the trigonometry, and we learned many things regarding those, like about angle, single triangle, coordinate system, and the representation of angle in the coordinate system. And afterwards, in the last two classes, we define trigonometric ratios for any given angle with a particular procedure. For example, if we have any angle some theta, then corresponding to that theta we need to make a terminal ray in the coordinate system like this. And after locating the terminal ray, we need to identify the y coordinate, x coordinate, and r value for this particular point P. And then this y coordinate by r value is sine theta, and in the same manner we can define the other. Now my task is here at present as a 20th point of your class. See, if theta is acute, note down that theta is acute. If theta is acute, then it is somewhat simple to identify the trigonometric ratios, to define the trigonometric ratios. If theta is acute, what happens with the trigonometric ratios? Just have a look here. See, if theta is acute, with the traditional way of identifying the trigonometric ratio, if for any angle to write the trigonometric ratios, we need to draw terminal ray. So for the given acute angle theta, this is the terminal ray. And after identifying the terminal ray, we need to locate a point P, any point on the terminal ray. For suppose take this as the point P, and for that point P, this vertical distance is y coordinate, and this is x coordinate, and this is r. The coordinates of the point is x comma y. Distance from origin to P is r. And now what I am going to tell you is, see, theta is acute. It is particular. It is specified that theta is acute, right? Every acute angle, with every acute angle, we have a chance to construct a right angle triangle. Because in a right angle triangle, one angle is 90 degrees, and the sum of the other two angles is again 90 degrees. That in the sense one angle is acute, right? So take any acute angle. With that acute angle, for sure you will get a right angle triangle. That's what I am saying, right? So now see, this is a right angle triangle with that given particular acute angle. And here to locate y and x, we constructed a right angle triangle on this terminal ray. Now if you look this triangle as well as my triangle, for suppose if you name this point as Q, look at the triangle OPQ. What I am going to tell you is triangle OPQ, and look at the triangle ACB. What? Triangle ACB. See, this is the triangle constructed to find out the trigonometric ratios on the terminal ray, and this is the triangle with theta as one of the acute angle. For sure, for every acute angle there is a right angle triangle, and it is just I identified one right angle triangle having theta as acute. And now if you look at these two triangles, in the first triangle angle theta is there, angle 90 is there. In the second triangle angle theta is there, angle 90 is there. That in the sense these two triangles are similar by AA similarity criteria. And see, earlier we learnt about the concept of similar triangles. Two triangles are mentioned as similar if any two angles of one triangle are equals to the any two angles of the other. And since the triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are in the same ratio, right? So since these two triangles are similar, the corresponding sides, see, for theta opposite side is y, and here for theta opposite side is BC. That in the sense this PQ length is corresponds to this BC length. Is it right? Now what I am going to tell you is, with this particular identification of similar triangles, I am going to define trigonometric ratios. First, sine theta, and as per the basic definition, traditional way, sine theta is equals to y coordinate by r value. And from the triangle, since theta is acute, the terminal ray is in the first quadrant, y coordinate is nothing but just the vertical distance. So this is equals to PQ divided by, and r value is just nothing but OP. PQ divided by OP. And now since these two triangles are what? Similar, corresponding to this PQ, I have side BC in this right angle triangle. Corresponding to OP, I have side AC in this right angle triangle. So PQ by OP is equals to what? BC by AC. And now look at this. What is this BC? What is this AC? Related to this right angle triangle, if theta is one of the acute, then corresponding to this theta, this BC is termed as opposite side of the angle theta, and this AC is just opposite to 90, so we call it as what? Hypotenuse. So BC by AC is equals to, BC is nothing but opposite side divided by AC is nothing but hypotenuse. Okay, whose opposite side? Opposite side of theta. See, for the space concern, I have no space here. For that I won't write the complete thing. Yeah, I am not writing that. See, you just memorize that. If you need, write in your own way that opposite side is of theta and the denominator is hypotenuse. At the end, look at this, sine theta is equals to what? Opposite side by hypotenuse. See, wherever it happens, it is true only if theta is acute. The acute angle, for every acute angle, there exists a right angle triangle. With that right angle triangle, directly we will say that sine theta is equals to opposite side by hypotenuse. In the similar fashion, we can define cos theta also. Yeah, cos theta is equals to what? X coordinate by r value. Since x coordinate by r value is nothing but, here the x coordinate is OQ and the value of r is just what? OP. And as I mentioned you, these two triangles are similar, then corresponding to this OQ, the corresponding side in the triangle is BA, and corresponding to this OP, the corresponding side in the triangle is what? AC. And now this BA is just adjacent to the given angle, so this BA is mentioned as adjacent side of theta, whereas AC is taken as hypotenuse. See, the very initial definition of trigonometric ratios is the y coordinate by r value, x coordinate by r value, and tan theta is y coordinate by x coordinate. But later on, if the theta is in particular acute, then we transfer that the definitions of trigonometric ratio from the coordinate system to a right angle triangle. This transfer from coordinate system to the right angle triangle is possible only if theta is acute. Then in such a case, sin theta can be calculated as opposite side of theta by hypotenuse, whereas cos theta can be calculated as adjacent side of theta by hypotenuse. And that is very clear, okay? Yeah, with the basic definition. And if you combine these two, then you will get that tan theta, directly I am writing for the right angle triangle, tan theta is equals to opposite side of theta divided by adjacent side of theta. So these are the three trigonometric ratios. For the space concern I am mentioning here. Similarly, if you move cosecant theta, see, since theta is acute, it is directly you may take it as 1 by cosecant theta. So cosecant theta is equals to 1 by sin theta, and with respect to this right angle triangle, its definition is hypotenuse by opposite side, whereas secant theta is 1 by cos theta, as we discussed in the previous class, that secant theta is 1 by cos, and it can be written as hypotenuse by adjacent. And at the end, in the similar fashion, cot theta is equals to what? Adjacent side divided by opposite side. Okay, just have a look at this. For any angle, there is no limitations for that angle. For any angle theta, sin theta is defined as y coordinate by r, cos theta is defined as x coordinate by r. But in particular for acute angle, that sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse, cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse, and tan theta is opposite by adjacent. Have a look at this. This is something about the defining trigonometric ratios for acute angles, right? Very helpful in the early stage to learn trigonometry, right? Have a look at this. Look at the board. There are two simple problems related to the trigonometric ratios if theta is the acute, right? So cos theta is equals to 8 by 17. Okay, and they ask us to find all other trigonometric ratios. So you need to note that for acute angle theta, then I am going to solve the question, right? And then look at the second question. I have a triangle ABC in which angle C is 90 degrees, sine B is 5 by 12, and BC is 26, and they ask us to find AC value. First of all, I will solve the B, and then I move for A. And look at this, what it is. In a triangle ABC, angle C is 90 degrees. So for that what I need actually? I need a right angle triangle. So this is my right angle triangle to solve this problem. Yeah. We need to name the triangle as ABC such that angle C is 90 degrees. So exactly this vertex is 90 degrees. So that is C and this is AB. And now look it. See, they mentioned that BC is equals to 26. So this BC is given as 26. And the sine B is given as 5 by 12. Okay. In this triangle, what is sine B? Sine B from the triangle is, as per the definition, opposite side divided by the hypotenuse. And that is equals to, what is the opposite side of B here? This is B and its opposite side is what? AC. So AC divided by hypotenuse is opposite to 90 degrees and that is AB. Okay. So sine B is equals to AC by AB. But it is given as 5 by 12. Look at this. I found that AC by AB is equals to 5 by 12. But it is given as, I found it as AC by AB but it is given as 5 by 12. Think about it once a while. See, these are the trigonometric ratios. Once again I am repeating you. These are the trigonometric ratios. Sine B, the ratio of, sine B is a ratio and which is in between 5 and 12. See, from the triangle, sine B is a ratio between AC and AB. So the ratio between AC and AB sides is 5 by 12. Then AC and AB, the sides ratio is 5 by 12. So you need to take that AC is equals to some 5K and AB is equals to, see, I did a mistake actually. Extremely sorry, right? So you need to take, this is 5 by 13. Otherwise we can't get a right angle triangle. Okay. Just make some corrections. Take sine B is equals to 13 and BC is equals to 24. Otherwise we can't get a right angle triangle in that case. Okay. Just a small correction. Look at this. Yeah. And this BC is 24 now with that change. And since sine B is 5 by 13, so AC by AB is 5 by 13. That in the sense AC length is 5K whereas AB length is 13K. Because the ratio between these two sides is 5 by 13. And now this is 5K, this is 13K, this is 24. Then by what? Pythagorean result. Sum of the squares of the sides. So 5K square plus 24 square is equals to 13K whole square. Yeah, we need to simplify it right now. See, 5K square is how much? 25K square plus 24 square is 576 and this is what? 169K square. We need to subtract 169 minus 25 is just what? 144K square. Have a look at this. 144K square is equals to 576. Since 144K square is equals to 576, what you say about K square? And for sure 144 4 is 576. So K square is equals to 4. And for the space concern I am writing here, since K square is equals to 4, K value is 2. And now since K value is 2, then the length of the side AC is 5 into 2, 10, whereas the length of side AB is 3 into 2, 26. See, in the question they ask us to find the length of AC and at the end AC length is 10 units. Have a look at the problem once again. See, sine B is given as 5 by 13. Many of you commit a mistake that since sine B is 5 by 13, we know that sine B is opposite by hypotenuse. So they treat that this length is 5 units and they treat this length as 13 units. So see, mentioning sine B as 5 by 13 won't give us the lengths of the sides. They just give us the ratio between the sides. So sine B is equals to 5 by 13 means the ratio between these two sides is just 5 by 13. So let it as 5K and take it as 13K. And now by Pythagorean result, your K value is 2. Use that K to get AC length and your answer for this question is 10. Is it clear? So this is 21B. Okay, a simple problem related to the trigonometric ratios for acute angles. Is it right? And now I have problem A to solve. For the problem A, cos theta is given as 8 by 70 and they ask us to find all other trigonometric ratios. See, it is very easy, I think so, since cos theta is equals to 8 by 17 and they mentioned that theta is acute. So you need to construct a right angle triangle with the acute angle theta. So for suppose if this angle is theta, as per the given data, cos theta is 8 by 17. Cos theta is 8 by 17 means what? The ratio between adjacent side to the hypotenuse is 8 by 17. We know the definition of cos theta. It's the ratio between adjacent side to the hypotenuse. And since it is 8 by 17, see this is the adjacent side. So this length is 8k and this length is 17k. Because the ratio is 8 is to 17, let them as 8k and 7k. Now we don't know about this length. For suppose you just take the length as what? Any number, like we are going to calculate, take it as some question mark. And now apply Pythagorean result here. Question mark square plus 8k square is equals to 17k square. Sum of the squares of the two sides is equals to 17k square. Solve it to get question mark value is equals to 15k. And after having that question mark value, it is very easy to find all other trigonometric ratios. Have a look. To find all other trigonometric ratios, since cos theta is given, cos theta is just adjacent by hypotenuse. That is the sense, the ratio between adjacent side to the hypotenuse is just the ratio between 8 and 17. So that's why you just take this adjacent and hypotenuse as 8k and 17k. So since the ratio is 8 and 17, we will let the sides as 8k and 17k. So we don't know about this opposite side. Let it as some question mark. And now apply Pythagorean result for this triangle. Like sum of the squares of these two is equals to the square of that 70 hypotenuse. So question mark square plus 8k square is equals to 17k square. I think everybody knows about it, right? In a Pythagorean result, see, as a Pythagorean result in a right angle triangle, sum of the squares of these two sides is equals to the square of the hypotenuse. With that idea, we found that opposite side value is 15k. And now sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. This is 15k and this is 17k. So k will get cancelled. You left with 15 by 17. And tan theta is opposite by adjacent. So 15k and 8k, k will get cancelled and you left with 15 by 8. Like that, cosecant theta is the reciprocal of sine, which is 17 by 15, and secant theta is reciprocal of cos, which is 17 by 8. So in similar fashion, we can find cot theta also. So this is another simple problem related to the trigonometric ratios for acute angles. Have a look this, and I will move for the next idea. See, to find the trigonometric values for these angles, already we did for some angles in the previous classes by taking the terminal ray. And in the similar fashion, by finding the values, we use the ratio between the angles ratio versus the sides ratio. With the sides ratio, we found the ratio between the opposite side to the hypotenuse, adjacent to the hypotenuse. Those ratios are just nothing but what? The trigonometric values for these known angles. For suppose, see, in our previous classes, I explained you that in a triangle, if the angles are 30 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees, you need to think about it. In a triangle, if the angles are 30, 60, 90, okay, see, for the space concern, I will take here, just have a look at this. If I have a right angle triangle with the angles 30 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees, then what you say about the ratio between their sides? And since the angles are 30, 60, 90, the ratio between their sides are k and then root 3k and 2k. Okay, in previous class I gave you the proof related to this. If the angles are 30, 60, 90, the ratio between the sides are 1 root 3, 2. So let them as 1k root 3k and 2k. And now see what you say about sine 30 degrees. First of all, I am going to fill this 30 degrees and 60 degrees parts. See, sine 30 degrees is just nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. See, for the angle 30 degrees, this k is the opposite. And for this right angle triangle, 2k is the hypotenuse. So opposite by hypotenuse is just nothing but k by 2k, which is 1 by 2. And then what you say about 45 degrees? That's the second part. I will discuss later. Okay. See, and what you say about 60 degrees? Sine 60 degrees. Then to find the trigonometric values for the angle 60 degrees, you just look at 60 degrees and for this 60 degrees opposite side length is root 3k, and for this triangle hypotenuse is 2k, and sine 60 degrees is opposite side by hypotenuse, and root 3k by 2k is just root 3 by 2. That is sine 60 degrees. Is it clear? And now similarly you just think about cos also. See, this is a right angle triangle. What you say about cos 30 degrees? Cos 30 degrees is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So for the angle of 30 degrees, root 3k is the adjacent. So see, root 3k by 2k, and this angle is root 3 by 2. And for 60 degrees, what is adjacent? See for 60 degrees, this k is adjacent. So k by 2k is just 1 by 2. First of all, just think about sin theta and cos theta, afterwards the remaining. So sin 30, sin 60, cos 30, cos 60, all are over with this right angle triangle. And we discussed in previous class that for suppose if you have a right angle triangle with the angles 45 degrees and 45 degrees, then the sides ratio is like this. If these are k and k, then this is root 2k. An isosceles right angle triangle, in that the sides ratio is always in the form 1:1:root 2. So k and root 2k. Now what you say about sine 45 degrees? Opposite by hypotenuse, and it gives us 1 by root 2. Whereas cos 45 is again 1 by root 2. Just have a look at this. And I already told you, for the angle of 0 degrees, when you think in the terminal ray concept, for 0 degrees terminal ray is the x-axis itself. On the positive direction of x-axis, sine value is 0, cos value is 1. And whereas corresponding to 90 degrees, the terminal ray is the positive y-axis, and for that cos value is 0 and sine value is 1. So likewise, we will fill this trigonometric table, the values corresponding to trigonometric table, we fill by using these two triangles along with the concepts of terminal ray for 0 degrees and for 90 degrees. Have a look this first. In the table we have the values for sin theta and cos theta. And now to find the values for tan theta, what to do? Just think a while. Tan theta. See, as a basic identities, we derived a rule that tan theta is the sin theta by cos theta. So this tan theta is nothing but the ratio between these two. Sin by cos, 0 by 1 is 0, and tan 30 degrees is sin 30 by cos 30, which is 1 by root 3. Whereas tan 45 degrees, 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2 is 1, and tan 60 degrees, sin 60 by cos 60, root 3 by 2 divided by 1 by 2 is just root 3, and tan 90 degrees. See, sin by cos 1 by 0 is indeterminate or just like infinity. So these are the values of tan theta. And now see sin theta is first and then cos theta is next. Using these two you easily find the values of tan theta. And now it is very easy to find the trigonometric values for cosecant theta, secant theta and cot theta. Because you know that cosecant theta is what? 1 by sin theta. Secant theta is what? 1 by cos theta. Cot theta is 1 by tan theta. Already you have trigonometric values for sin, cos and tan. Now just if you reciprocal these, you will get the values for cosecant, secant and what? Cot. Just have a look at this. See, sin 0 degrees is 0. But what I need now? Cosecant 0 degrees. It's reciprocal. See, if you reciprocal 0, it becomes 1 by 0. Denominator 0 means infinity. And then sin 30 degrees is 1 by 2. What you say about cosecant 30 degrees? Just reciprocal it. 1 by 2 will become like 2. And then cosecant 45. You need to reciprocal this 1 by root 2. It becomes root 2. Sin 60, root 3 by 2. Cosecant 60, it's reciprocal, 2 by root 3. And then sin 90, 1, whereas cosecant 90, reciprocal of 1 is again 1. In a similar manner, you can find the reciprocals of cos and tan also. Reciprocal of 1 is 1, reciprocal of root 3 by 2 is 2 by root 3, reciprocal of 1 by root 2 is root 2, reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2, and reciprocal of 0 is again infinity. These are the values of secant theta. And now to find trigonometric values for cot theta, you need to do reciprocals for the values of tan theta. See, reciprocal of 0 is infinity, and 1 by root 3 is 3, and for 1 it is 1, and for root 3 it is 1 by root 3, and for infinity it is 0. Actually infinite in the sense very unknown large value, we may say it as infinity or not define anything, right? Just have a look at this. The table is very important to solve many problems, and it is very basic thing. See, usually the people ask you questions from this trigonometry table if you are perfect with the trigonometry. Just have a look at this. Among all this table, first of all you need to memorize the first row, the values of sine theta. 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. And if you know this row, then automatically if you reverse it, then automatically you will get the row of cos theta. Look at this. This last is 1 and this first is 1. This is root 3 by 2, this is root 3 by 2. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. And the second one is 1 by 2. From this side, second one is 1 by 2. So if you reverse this first row, you get the second row. And after having the values for the first row and second row, that means for sine theta and cos theta, if divide it to get tan theta, right? And then just you reciprocal the first 3 rows, you will get the next 3 rows. Actually the table is meant for these 5 angles and for these 6 trigonometric ratios. But if you memorize the first row, then that idea automatically generates each and every value of this trigonometric table. Is it clear? See, memorizing this first row, that is somewhat important, okay? You need to memorize in different ways. And one way to memorize the first row is, the people give that, to memorize the first row, this 0 can be written as, square root of 0 by 4. This 1 by 2 can be written as square root of 1 by 4. This 1 by root 2 can be written as square root of 2 by 4. Root 3 by 2 can be written as square root of 3 by 4. This 1 can be written as square root of 4 by 4. See, to avoid the confusion, if you memorize it, square root is there for every number, by 4 is there for every number, and continuously you need to take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the numerators. See, if you simplify this root 1 by 4, that is 1 by 2, right? If you simplify this root 2 by 4, that is 1 by root 2. And this root 3 by 4, the numerator is root 3 and the denominator is 2. Whereas this root 4 by 4 is clearly 1 now. See, if you are able to memorize these values directly, then no need to go with this type of technique. Okay. And if you know the first row values, reverse it to get the second row. Divide to get the third row. Reciprocal these 3 to get the remaining 3. Just have a look at this. The table and its values are very important to solve many problems, right? Just have a look.